Hey guys, welcome back to Noir Royale. Make sure I'm in the center so you guys can see me. And I am back again in the same outfit I was wearing earlier. So I'm just getting a makeup wipe so I can wipe off my makeup because I've gotten out my gym trousers. That's fine. So like I told you guys, I'll be doing a video on lessons that I've learned in that was originally meant for I was originally meant to be uploaded on the 2nd of November, but I wasn't actually near my computer and everything just like went haywire. I didn't get a chance to upload it for you guys. So I'm going to be uploading it today. And whew, okay. It's a bit, it's a bit unreal. What's actually happened the last few months between me turning 20 and me being here now. It's you learn lessons, like quite a lot of lessons, and I've learned a lot of lessons, especially the last couple of months, the hard way. But I'm gonna go through all of them, and we can talk about them. So one of the first lessons, I'm gonna keep wiping this off as we talk. Sorry guys. One of the first lessons I can say I learned was the fact that growing apart is inevitable. I've always been the kind of person that when it comes to friendships and people, I feel like if I'm letting them go, I am failing them. But I had to learn the hard way that you grow apart. You're not always going to have the same people who were your ride or dies from when you were growing up, from say when you were like 4 or 5 or whatever, till now being 20. I always thought like the same people that I've had in my life, I'm always gonna have them in my life, and I learned the hard way that that's not always the case, because I've had bare best friends, bare people that I called sisters, and we've grown apart. At first I thought it was my fault, and I always wanted to like try and fix it, and I would like constantly message, call, this and the other, and then eventually I realized within myself that nah, it's not my fault. I tried to build a friendship, I tried to keep it working, to keep it going, but it didn't work out, and it is what it is. Things like this happen all the time, and it's okay, and I have to tell myself constantly that it's not my fault. So that was one of the first lessons I've learned. Um, one of the next lessons I learned was failing. That failing is inevitable. Everybody fails, but it's your bounce back. That's the main thing. If you can bounce, sorry guys, I just felt something. Sorry. If you can bounce back from a fall, and you can get back to a place, like no, you may not have been at like position number 1, but you can get yourself back to position like number 3 or 4, and then you keep working, you keep grinding, and you never stop. That is a part of failing. It's how you bounce back, how you rise from the ashes like a phoenix, and you become better than what you were, better than what you are. That is the whole point of failing. Coming back and, in a sense, reinventing yourself. And I had to learn that it's okay, because in March I had to leave university. That's gonna be a whole video in itself, but a whole video by itself later on when I feel like I'm ready to talk about that, because it still hurts a bit. But I had to leave university because I changed courses, and then there was like a huge misunderstanding between myself and student finance, blah blah blah, and I felt like I failed. But my dad reminded me that like everybody bounces back. That you may fail and fall now, but how you bounce back in the future, that's the best thing. And that's what's like kept me going as well, and it's also encouraged me to the fact that I want to go back to university. I want to get my degree, and I want to be a businesswoman. I don't want to be like working for someone else. I want to be my own boss. The whole point of going to university for me was to be a female boss, not to be a worker for someone else. And if you follow me on Wattpad, be sure to read my story, The Female Boss, which is a story about 2 sisters coming up and becoming female bosses. It's actually called The Road to Becoming a Female Boss. So I'm just putting the plug right there. So that was one of my second lessons. Failing, it's okay to fail. Another lesson that I learned was that you can't fix everything. this sort of goes hand in hand with like my first lesson of growing apart. I've always been the kind of person that like I want to fix everything. If like my friends are fighting, I'll be like, right, A and B get together. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna be best friends again, like buddy, but like kumbaya, like Mary had a little lamb singer on the campfire, all that. Listen, boo, you can't fix everything, and I had to learn that the hard way. It was hard for me to realize that I couldn't fix everything, but then I had to also realize that friends fight and it's okay. It's okay for them to fight. It's okay as well for them to not want to get back together. It's not your fault. You cannot fix it all. Just as long as you yourself have a good relationship with each person separately, that's all that matters. You don't always have to have a good relationship with both of them together. You can be separate and still have a good relationship. Just stay out of their business. Just be your own person. And that's one thing I really had to learn, and I get through my head, because like I said, I was into like fix my friends, I didn't want my friends fighting, but now I'm like, hey, fam, it is what it is. I can't fix everything. That's basically it. So that was lesson number 3. Lesson number 4 was opinions of others about you, about myself. Listen, growing up, I was a girl that I was bullied in school. Like, let me put it out there. I was bullied in school. I don't know if I've said this in a video before or not, but I was bullied in school. Okay, that's what one. I was bullied in school, and for such a long time, it was always like I was always worried about other people's opinions about me, and especially in the last maybe 4-ish months, now I'm like, okay, and like, you have an opinion on me. It's not gonna pay your bills. It's not gonna help you meet Beyonce. But you do you, sis. You have your opinion on me. You can hate me all you want. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna go home and I'm gonna sleep in my comfy little bed. I'm still gonna sleep on like my 5 pillows. I generally do have 5 pillows. I have a thing about pillows. Don't ask. I will sleep in my 5 pillows and I'll be fine. I will be in my duvet wrapped in my blanket. I'll be fine. You're gonna be stressing about me. You're gonna be the one going around telling bare people that you hate me. But have you asked yourself, what is Joanna's opinion on me? Huh? See? Like, people are gonna have an opinion on you, but you need to like have it strong within yourself that you don't care. People's opinions do not define you. Like, it is what it is. They're gonna hate you. That's cool. They're gonna love you. That's cool. But just remember this: the people who have the most opinions about you, who go around chatting bare about you, they're your biggest fans. I'm just saying, deep in. But anyways, my next lesson learned is sorry, because I had them all written down. If there's something wrong with you or someone's hurt you, say it. Talk about it. That is my biggest pet peeve, and that was also like my strongest weakness. Like, whenever there was something wrong, like either at school, or at work, or at home, I wouldn't let it out. I would just keep it in, and then when I snapped, like when I would literally have a breakdown, that's when everything would come pouring out, and that's the worst time, because I literally will hurt your feelings without even meaning it. So my parents especially my mom is always like, if there's something wrong, say it. Don't hold it in, because not only are you hurting yourself mentally and like you're hurting yourself mentally, you're burdening yourself emotionally. You need to be able to let it out. If there's something wrong, talk about it. If you feel that there's something wrong with your friend, you need to sit them and be like, listen girl, I feel like you're doing rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, this, that, and the other. Say it. Come up to them and say it. Don't move like a snake and not say it. You need to come up to them, or if you have like their details, if you have their numbers and stuff, just be like, hey Joanna, listen, yeah, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Say it. Let them know what's bugging you, wagwan. Because if you don't do it and you're holding it in, or you get someone else to do it, what's the point? You know, you need to be able to big your chest and say what's on your mind. You need to be able to say it with your chest, mind you, okay? Say it with your chest. That's the other thing. My next lesson is asking for help. We all suffer from this. Like, it's hard asking people for help because you feel like if you're asking them for help, you're being weak or you're disturbing them. But it's okay to ask for help. We're not always going to be like Wonder Woman, like, you know, the perfectionist, or like Superman, like the indestructible guy, or Batman, or Iron Man, like the genius. Like, we're not going to be that. I'm not trying to be funny, but we're imperfect. We're going to need help. If you need help with something, it's okay to ask for help. Go to someone and be like, listen, homie, I need your help with this, that, and the other. If they're your friend, if they're in your corner, they're going to help you. What you need to know is, like, just because you feel like, oh, you're disturbing them, like, you might think, oh, I'm disturbing so and so by asking them for help. But when you come to me asking for help, you'll be surprised. They could really be like, rah, they really do trust me enough with their issues, or they really trust me enough to help them, like this, that, and the other. It'll make the other person feel good because they feel like, yeah, you actually do think about me. And it'll make you feel better because you're not holding your issues in anymore. Or you're not, you know, stopping yourself from progressing anymore because you're turning to someone else for help. That's such an important thing. The next lesson that I learned was it's okay to cry. Crying is not a weakness. It may seem like a weakness. This goes for both guys and for men and women. Crying may seem like a weakness, but it's not. It shows the world and shows everyone that, rah, this person has emotions. Rah, this person is actually hurt. Like, what am I doing? It's letting people know that you have feelings too. That way people are not going to mess about and, like, you know, walk all over you. They're not going to do that anymore. So if you're going to cry, let it out. We all have emotions. Crying is okay. Don't feel like you need to hold back and hide from everyone and everything. The next lesson that I learned was to be unapologetic. Being unapologetic is you don't explain yourself to anyone anymore. Like, you don't care. You go out there. If you're gonna have big hair, like my hair is like humongous right now, you're gonna have big hair, go have big hair. If you want to be wearing blue eyeshadow, go wear blue eyeshadow. If you want to have long nails, go get your nails long. Be unapologetic. If someone's like, ew, why is she doing this or why is she doing that? Why is she wearing that outfit? That outfit is too tight. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ask them, does your opinion pay my bills? Why do I have to explain my choices, my decisions to you? Who are you for me to explain myself to? At the end of the day, I am who I am. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall. But I'm going to get back up. I'm going to be unapologetic. And this also goes for my black girls particularly. Don't feel like because you are a certain shade of black, you cannot do certain things. Go get that pink lipstick and slap it on. Go get that purple eyeshadow, wear it. Go get that huge hair and rock it. Be black. Be absolutely unapologetic. This goes to everyone, like men, women, the LGBTQ community, everyone, and people that are like in the closet and stuff. Be unapologetic. Be yourself, because at the end of the day, you are who you are. People are going to love you or hate you regardless. But as long as, like, you're true to yourself, that is all that matters. Their opinion, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because they're going to waste so much energy thinking about you, trying to find ways to bring you down. When you're there, like, chilling, you're flexing, and you'll be like, I'm not thinking about you. I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking about how I'm going to progress in life. That's how unapologetic you need to be. My next lesson is knowing that I am more than enough. Like, there was a time when, like, I was around certain people or around certain friends, I felt like I had to put on a persona. Like, anyone who knows me, like, anyone who's worked with me knows that I'm a loud person, okay? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm really outgoing and really loud. But then when I'm around certain people, I felt like I had to put a lid on it. I had to close myself up, almost be like, you know, shrouded in like some kind of darkness, and just be like, oh hi, okay, nice to meet you. Like I had to change who I am. It wasn't anymore like Joanna, the girl that people be like, hey, what up, G? Like how you doing? Like no, I had to be like, oh hello, my name is Joanna, and I am this time. You're like, whereas that's not me. I was literally being there like, girl, like this is me. When I'm talking to the camera and I'm being loud, I'm just like, this is me. I don't have to put on a persona. Although actually when I'm working, I'm talking to customers, I'm also like, hi, yeah, did you find everything okay today? How can I help? This and you're, but you know, that's because I'm at work. When you're at work, you have a complete different persona. That's different. But when you're around people that you're supposed to be your friends, people that you're supposed to be comfortable with, be it like your friends or your guy or your girl, whoever you're with, you shouldn't feel like you need to put on a different persona. And for so long, when I was around certain people in my life, I felt like I had to put on a different persona. I wasn't happy with being the loud girl that I am. I am a loud black girl. I'm not gonna lie. I am a loud black girl. I'm kind of like that stereotypical black girl who's loud. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But I've had to learn that I am more than enough by myself. I don't have to put on a persona anymore. I can just be myself. But hey. The next lesson ties back in with like the first lesson that I talked about. This lesson is on friends and friendship. Making new friends. I'm not gonna lie. Making new friends, girl. Auntie, listen, yeah. Making new friends is something that I hate more than anything in this world, because like it's just hard, but it's a part of life. Like with the first lesson, when you're growing apart with people from people, you need to learn to make new friends, and that's basically the whole point of life. You making new friends, experiencing new things. It's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be so hard, but it's the experience. It's that ride that you go through, and that makes everything better. Hey, the next lesson, excuse me, is learning to say no. Um, anyone who knows me, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was bullied because I was afraid to say no to people. If someone said this to me, I'd be like, I don't want to, but they're like, go do it. And I'd be like, okay, I'll do it. Like before I learned to fully love myself and accept myself for my flaws and all, I was that stereotypical shy little girl who, if you like told me to jump, I jump. I wouldn't even ask you how high. I just jump. But as I got older, I learned to say no. I learned to fight back. And one thing that always stuck with me was I was, like I said, I was bullied in school. And one day, when the girl who used to bully me, she told me to do something. She was like, do you want to go do this? I was like, no, I don't want to. And then she started making fun of me about something else, about this thing that I did, I think, the day before. And I snapped. Like, I literally lost it. And what I did was, she had just gotten her hair done. I took my hand, I put it right in the very bottom, like right at the roots of her hair. Her hair, like I said, her hair had just been done. I put my hand in there and I pulled. I pulled her to the ground, and as she was going down, she was flailing, and she hit me and hit my ear, like my earring fell out. I actually didn't know that I found my earring, because if I lost it, my mom would have beat me when I got home. But yeah, I pulled her hair and her to the ground, and I was like, don't ever do that to me again. For time after that, like, because we were in the same friendship group, we went our separate ways, so I was hanging out with other people. And I remember this one time, she was walking past me, and she said, oh, you're doing this just like Joanna. And I don't even know what took over me, but I literally turned around and gave her the darkest, meanest, evilest look I've ever given anyone in my entire life. And I remember vividly, like, she stopped talking and looked away. And then I think some time went by, like a long time. She came and apologized to me about it. And I went, now we're friends. But it was like, it took her constantly bullying me and constantly telling me to do stuff and mocking me for me to snap. Because I had gone through several schools before that one school I was in where I was bullied, and I would take it. But then I just snapped and I was like, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. So it's not a good example, but that was how I learned to say no to people. That was how I learned, like, nah, you're not gonna walk all over me. I'm not your doormat, innit? If you want something, you're gonna treat me with respect, and that's how you're gonna get it. But hey, that's how I learned to say no and become this annoyingly confident person that I am today. Um, my next lesson would be past mistakes. It's the way I look at it is like, we all have a past. We've all messed up. We've all made mistakes. But like I said, with my second lesson, with failing is like bouncing back, learning from your mistakes. When we make mistakes, we tend to fall and let it completely engulf us, and we kind of like stop moving forward. Whereas now, when I look at my past mistakes, I don't look at it anymore as like, oh my gosh, Joanna, what were you thinking? Like this, that, and the other. I look at it like, wow, okay, I did that. Now, how do I learn from it? Stop myself from doing it again in the future. How do I learn from it? And hopefully one day tell my kids not to do that. That's the point of past mistakes. We don't let them define us anymore. We learn from them, and we rise above it. We become better at being the person that we are, being the person that we're meant to be in the future. So yeah, my next lesson is forgiveness is key. I am not the forgiving type. Let me put it out there. Like, I really will hold a grudge and I will not talk to you for time. It's bad, I know. But when I'm feeling petty and vexed, I really will not talk to you for time, and I will look you in your face and be like, yeah, I know. And so, like, I will not care. But I've had to learn that holding on to grudges and stuff like that, it's childish, it's ridiculous. And you need to let go. No matter how hard it is, you need to let go and basically build a bridge and get over it. Like, if the other person wants to like hold on to it forever, this and the other, as long as like you've made your peace, you've apologized for it, you've buried the hatchet, you've let it go, then that's all that should matter. And I guess in a way, like, a Bible verse does come to mind. It's like, if you remember that you and it's in Matthew, I think. It's like, if you remember that you and someone else have a problem, if you're about to make an offering to God, sorry, that's how it goes. You're about to make an offering to God, but then you remember that you and another worshiper, or like another member of the community, have a problem with each other. Leave your things at the altar. Go make peace with them first. After you make peace with them, come make your sacrifice. And that's how I look at it now. I'm like, I'm not going to hold on to grudges anymore. I'm going to let go. Even if like you've hurt me so bad, I don't care anymore. Like, it's you it sounds bad, but you in a way are no longer a factor in my life. I'm not gonna let your mistake, what you did to me, define me for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I've let you go. I've given up on that. And that was like really the main thing that has to do with forgiveness. The next lesson I learned was not to rush. Like, don't be in a rush to grow up. Like, all of us, especially us black girls, we're always told that we need to hurry up and grow up. We need to, like, black girls in particular, we're forced to grow up from a very young age. It's like, you're obviously, when you turn like 8 or 9, it's like you need to start taking care of the household. You need to start doing like, you know, homely chores, like you start doing wifey, motherly things and stuff like that. And you're sort of like, you know, rushed into growing up. And then when you turn like 15, 16, it's like, oh, I want to, like, you know, hurry up and leave the house, this, that, and the other. But I'm like, why though? You still have so much to learn. There's no need to rush those years of your life, because if you're rushing it, you're gonna miss important experiences. You're gonna miss important life lessons that you can teach your children, that you can use to advise your friends. So for me now, I'm like, nah, I'm in no rush to grow up. Like, yeah, I'm 20 now, but I'm taking life one step at a time. I mean, before, when I was like 16, I was always like, oh, I can't wait to be this 20. I'll be doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I want to be 16 again. I want to go back. Actually, wait a second. Let's think about 16. Yeah, I want to be 16 again. So I didn't think about that. Like, yeah, I want to be 16 again. I want to live life like I was when I was 16. Now I'm living life at 20. I'm like, ah, something that was 4 years ago I was 16. It's mad. But I'm using the lessons that I learned 4 years ago, the lessons that I learned this year, lessons that I've been learning the last couple of months, and like they shape me even more to be a better woman in society. That I want to use those same lessons to shape me into being a better woman for myself in the future, to hopefully be a good wife in the future too. That's why I'm using all those lessons that I've learned and that I'm learning now. So I'm in no rush to like keep growing up. I'm gonna take every day one step at a time. And yeah, that's basically it on, not wishing to grow up. The next lesson I had to learn was don't do something because all your friends are doing it, because it's new wave. Things come in and out of style. And doing things because your friends are doing it isn't the way. And I always thought that because my friends, like they jumped on this bandwagon, that I need to jump on it too because they're on it. Now I'm like, I'm not ready to be on that bandwagon. I will be ready to be on that bandwagon when I've completely fixed what it is to be fixed with me. When I've worked on who I am as a person. When I've worked on everything that I can obviously possibly fix to stop myself from going wrong in the future. And this whole idea of you need to do it because everyone else is doing it, it's not helpful. It doesn't make you a better person, because it's ridiculous in my opinion, because you're doing it to please society. You're not doing it to please yourself. And that's the thing for me. I want to do something that like I'm bringing honor to myself first and foremost, and then also bring honor to my family. I'm not doing it for society. Whatever it is that I decide to do, I'm not going to do it because X, Y, and Z have done it, or A, B, C have done it. I want to do it because I'm ready, because I want to do what it is. Not because my friends have done it, but because I want to. And that's like something I had to really have in my head, because I always do think like, because my friends have done it, I need to jump on that bandwagon too. No. The next lesson that I've learned ties back in with the first lesson and one of the other lessons about friendship. This one is letting go of negative people and thoughts. There's always going to be like people that are negative around you, and it's always going to like sometimes rub off on you. Sorry, let me check if this is still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. There's always going to be people around you who are going to influence you in a bad way, who when you're around them you just have negative thoughts all the time. But when you surround yourself with positive things and positive energy, you're going to rise above it. You're not going to be thinking like that anymore. You're not going to be seeing the glass is half empty. You're going to be like, no, it's half full, and anything is possible. And that's like one of the mindsets I've really had to come into in myself. This is literally like last week, because in particular, like where I was, it was always like negative. I was always feeling down, this and the other, and I wasn't like happy. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be happier. I'm going to put a smile on my face. I'm going to do the best that I can do. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I know that I'm being positive about it. I'm not going to be like all sad. I'm going to work it out and do the best that I can do. And that's all that matters, to be honest. Excuse me. The next lesson that I learned was setting goals. Listen, when it comes to goals, set goals that are, first of all, appropriate for you. By appropriate, I mean, are they financially achievable, spiritually achievable, mentally achievable, emotionally achievable, physically achievable? If it doesn't fit those five there, is it actually achievable? Goals shouldn't be goals because you see other people are doing it. Like, yeah, we have all like, oh, relationship goals, big goals, this and the other, but what you need to remember is like, those goals are superficial. They're just there on the internet. Like when I say like, one of the pictures that I posted on my Instagram a couple of days ago was like, oh, my parents are like real life goals. To me, they're goals because they've been married, they've been together for 20 plus years. That's goals to me. They've been together. They've been for each other through thick and thin. That is goals to me. That's what I consider goals. It has to be something realistic, something that is achievable. If to you you're seeing like, I don't know, the latest car, and you're like, oh, goals, the latest this, that, goals, that. That's not goals. That's, you're saying goals, but deep it, yeah? Are you financially able to achieve that goal? We're talking about spiritually, like, if you are in your community, are you, you know, seeing like other people doing this, that, and the other, like, you're like, oh, goals, goals, goals. But are you spiritually able, are you spiritually ready to achieve those goals? If you're not ready spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, or financially, if you're not ready in those 5 areas, how are you going to achieve those goals? That's what I had to learn for myself. And I was always putting like all these like, oh, goals, this, that, and the other, but now I'm like, rah, girl, where is you going? You're saying goals, everything, but of those 5, are you able to achieve those goals if you're not financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, or emotionally ready? And a lot of times I wasn't. I was always saying like, oh, goals this, goals that, but I was never ready. So until I've become ready, like now there's a lot of things I'm working towards. I'm like, yeah, I'm more emotionally ready for that. I'm more physically ready for this. I'm more spiritually ready for that. Now that I'm really, I'm like, yeah, I'm becoming more and more ready for it because I've taken my time. I've worked on what I needed to work. And now I can go forward and achieve those goals without feeling like I'm doing it for society. I'm doing it for people to see me and to see that I look good. It's never that. If you can achieve your goals when you think about those 5 aspects, when those 5 aspects, you'll be like, you can tick them off like, yep, 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 and yep. When they're all ticked off, that's when your goals are achievable. That's when your goals are real. If you're not able to take those 5 options off, honey, are your goals actually goals? Are your goals achievable? Or are your goals just goals so that people can see that you've got goals and that you're going places? No tea, no shade though. The next lesson, it goes back to what I said at the beginning, being carefree. Like, be unapologetic. Don't care what people say anymore. People are going to talk. Like I said, people will talk. They'll run your name through the mud and back, honey. But you need to rise above it. Like, you need to be able to say to yourself that, okay, like, you said this, that, and the other, ratata. What is that going to do for me? Like, Maya Angelou said, like dust, still I rise. You're going to rise above it. Like the lyrics from Nicki Minaj's song Still I Rise, it says, no matter what, keep your eyes on the prize. Like, no matter what people say, keep, like, because this goes back to lesson before, you got goals, keep your eyes on that prize. Be carefree, but keep your eyes on that prize, because people are going to talk. Like, I've had my name dragged through the mud and back since January. But you know what? I'm rising above it. I've decided, because I'm not gonna lie, there was a time where like I really wanted to get on the phone and hop on a plane to certain areas, say certain locations. I want to tell people to come around the corner. But now I'm like, nah, they're gonna talk regardless of what I do. So now my goal is to give them something to talk about. You want something to talk about? Okay, I'll give you something to talk about. I'm gonna start achieving my goals. I'm gonna be more realistic in what I'm gonna do spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially. And then when I achieve all my goals, that's when I'll be like, yeah, now you can talk about me. Because I did what I had to do for myself, not for my family and for other people to see. That's one thing. With being carefree, yes, you can be carefree, but don't be carefree because you want people to see you being carefree. Be carefree for yourself, honey. My next lesson is this is literally like the biggest one. This is the one that makes you like really emotional every time I look at this. It's loving yourself, and loving yourself is not easy. With all the lessons that I've spoken about in this entire video, loving yourself, for myself, for me, was one of the hardest ones to do, because I don't know if I said this before in my videos before, like I used to bleach because I was told that I was too dark for my skin tone. I was told that I was put on a forced diet by family members because I was too big for my age. That it was 10 years ago, but it still hurts still today. And I had to learn to love myself at my size, love myself at my skin tone. I should remind myself every day, like, yes, my skin tone is darker than a lot of people, but it's okay because my black is beautiful. And to some people, that seems like, oh, she's being cocky and this, that, and the other, but I'm really not. I'm just becoming more comfortable in who I am as a person. And that's what people don't realize, that when I said this entire video, that when you've been bullied a lot, we've had people literally put you down, like walk all over you. Loving yourself is a luxury at the end of the day, and I didn't really start loving myself until I was about 15. When I was in secondary school, so that would have been not even 30, not 15. I was about maybe 13 or 14, so like around my second year of secondary school. I really started to love myself even more, because by then I had stopped bleaching. I was breaking out in acne, but which did actually knock my confidence levels down, but I still rose above it. And because I was becoming more comfortable in my body and my skin tone and everything, a lot of people took it upon themselves to, especially on Ask a Femme, to come at me saying like, oh, you're cocky, you talk about how you love your body, this and the other, but you're really just fat. And had that been back when I was maybe 11, 12, that would have hurt a lot more. But when people started saying that to me as I was getting older, I was just like, okay. And yes, I am bigger than what a lot of girls my age were. And yes, I don't look my size sometimes, but at the end of the day, I've become happier with who I am. I now love myself more than anything. And every morning, like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god, girl, you are so cute. Like, girl, you is a snatch. And saying that to myself, like, every morning and every night, like, without the makeup or even with the makeup, I'm like, yes, you're beautiful with and without it. And a lot of people always tend to, like, you know, associate that confidence with being self-centered. It's not. You can call me self-centered, you can call me haughty or any other egotistical word that you want, but at the end of the day, I'm loving myself, because how am I supposed to love myself? How am I supposed to love someone else and not love myself? Like, I cannot, for me, it's a whole concept of, I cannot fully give myself to someone else. I cannot say like, oh, rah, I'm really feeling this person if if I'm not feeling myself, if I'm not happy within my body, within my skin tone, within my entire being. Until I'm completely happy within my entire being, until I fully love myself, I will never be able to love someone else. That was my philosophy in it. And when I really came into that, I was like, oh, I can really deep it. So when people are talking about like loving themselves or going through stuff, it gets me emotional, because I've been there. I worked through it. It was hard, but hey, I'm still here, and now I'm this loudmouth black girl. But it's okay. You go through it all, and you come out your side, and you're a winner, and that's all that matters. And the last lesson that I learned was that you are capable of anything. As if you set your mind to it, you can do it. If you want to be the next Barack Obama, go ahead and do it. If you want to work and become one of the greatest entertainers in this world, you can go ahead and do it. Anything you set your mind to, you can honestly go and do. Like, it's hard, it will be hard, but set goals, like I said, and make them realistic, make them achievable for yourself, and work towards them, and you'll be fine. Those were the original lessons that I had learned that were going to be in my video from back in November. And this last lesson that I'm adding in, I've learned this lesson in the last couple of weeks. Loyalty. Loyalty among sisters is so important. And I'm thankful for my sisters who know who they are, who've been with me through so much. We've been there for each other through so much, and I can never honestly thank them enough for what they do, for always having my back, and I love them for that. So loyalty among sisters, it doesn't have to be like your blood sisters. It can be people who have had your back when people were dragging your name through the mud, who, when people were talking bare things about you, it can be that. It can be those sisters who defend you when you're not there and you're loyal to you. That is loyalty to me. Loyalty and respect go hand in hand. So for me, if you can respect me, I will rate you so much more. And if you show me loyalty, I will show you loyalty back. So my final lesson basically is loyalty and respect, which is such an important key in relationships, be they friendship, family, or even you and your bae. So loyalty and respect, it's so important. They go hand in hand. I'm gonna go because my eyes are starting to get watery, and if I keep going I probably will end up crying about something. But yeah, it feels good to be back on camera, guys. And thank you to everyone who has supported my Facebook page, supported my Instagram page, and if it's still riding with me. And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everything that you do, that you're doing for me as well. And I can't wait to have my little page grow into, hopefully, I was gonna say into like Jackie Aina status, because like she's goals. So I'm like, listen, let's be realistic. So hopefully one day I'll be at Jackie Aina's status, but I'll be happy with whatever status I'm at right now. So thank you so much, you guys, for riding with me through my royal journey, for sticking with me through it as well. And I can't wait to talk about some really great things that are coming soon, and you're really going to enjoy it. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for supporting me and just walking with me through this black royalty experience. This has been your soon-to-be favorite girl, JoJo, and I'll catch you next time in our next royal adventure. Mwah. Bye!